It's senior night at the University of St. Francis as the Fighting Saints take on Indiana University Northwest. They'll head into the conference tournament next week and today look to wrap up the regular season on a high note. Fighting Saints take on Indiana Northwest coming up next.
Look out.
Anderson
Enjoy it.
With the steal. Anderson pushes it on the other end.
They're going long to Ruffin. It's in the air. On a dime to Ruffin. 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Aaron on the other end pushes it down just inside the line. Welcome inside the Sullivan Center down here on Pat Quigley Court as we get set for the final regular season volleyball match of the year. Terry Bonadonna here, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Miss Kara Courier. Coach, wrap up the conference season yesterday with a big win against Calumet St. Joseph. You finished conference play 10-7. How'd you feel about your team's CCAC performance this year?
You know what? Not bad. I knew that we were going to be young. I knew that we weren't going to be perfect. I knew it was going to be a growing experience, and I think we did just that. We showed up better in the second crossover tournament performance than we did in the first. And the second time we've been facing teams, I think we've been doing better. So we're right where I kind of want us to be. I was hoping that we would be good enough to make the conference tournament, which we are. And I think we're set up on a path with teams that I think we can play with. So anytime you can play with a team, you can beat a team. So.
A little bit of a different type of game tonight, considering it's not a conference game. Like you said, you've wrapped up the conference tournament. You're getting set for that next week. What do you hope to prove today against a team that you've already beaten once?
What I hope tonight is to sit down and think about the things that we know we're going to need to work on, things that we need to excel on next week when we're playing in the conference tournament, and those type of tasks we need to work on here. We need to work on diversifying our offense and certain tasks. So that's what we're going to go in and approach this game with.
It's funny, for as much as we've talked this year about how young this team is, you got 4 seniors on the roster. You're losing some big players going forward to next year. Overall, what has stood out to you about this senior class?
Just how much they've allowed and taken this team on their shoulders. They knew that we were young in a lot of really critical positions, and so they've known that they've had to shoulder a lot, and they really have. They've been fantastic mothers for this young group. Showed them how do we do things the St. Francis way, what it's like to play in the CCAC, what it's like to compete in the NAIA, and they've really grown and embraced that and shown the younger kids the way.
Coach Kara Courier, thank you for your time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Coming up next, it is the University of St. Francis against Indiana University Northwest. Stick with us.
Being an athlete at USF has shaped my years in college, has made me grow as a person. We're always trying to push each other, definitely on and off the field. I think it is all definitely just determination to do well and become somebody. It's something that I can always look back to and tell my kids someday that I had played a sport in college and the amount of work it takes, but it's all worth it.
Welcome back to Joliet and St. Francis volleyball here as they get set to wrap up their regular season against a non-conference foe, Indiana University Northwest, a team that they beat at Indiana Northwest back in September. It's senior night. 4 St. Francis seniors are being honored here tonight and the final regular season home game. And so we're going to turn things over now to Dave Laquetta, the athletic director here, as he gets set to honor the 4 seniors. It's Leah Alice, Brenna Perinar, Lindsay Nunez, and Leah Rose who are playing their final games. And we'll have this presentation for you in just a couple of moments. St. Francis coming in after a big victory yesterday. They won over Calumet College of St. Joseph in straight sets, and so they're trying to finish out this season strong before heading into the conference tournament, which begins now next Tuesday. They will be at Olivet Nazarene as that conference tournament begins. They come into today's match with an overall record of 17-21. Indiana Northwest comes in at 8-20, and as I said, it is a non-conference opponent, but they're playing each other for the second time this year. St. Francis came away with a straight sets victory at Indiana Northwest back on September 14th. Dave Laquetta, again, the athletic director, and the head coach, Kara Courier, getting set to honor those 4 seniors that I previously mentioned. Leah Alice, The school's all-time digs leader has been there for 4 years. Lindsay Nunez and Leah Rose, 4-year members of the squad as well. And Brenna Perinar, a transfer who came in last season and has been here for 2 years. So they are getting set to begin the ceremony right now, so I'll turn things over to Dave Licata.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sullivan Center for the USF Volleyball team's annual Senior Night celebration. Tonight we will honor the 4 senior members of the St. Francis Volleyball program. Let's begin with number 1, Leah Alice, and her parents, Mark and Jill Alice. Leah is a 4-year letter winner who became USF's career leader in digs earlier this season with 2,615 and counting. A two-time COSIDA Academic All-District honoree, Leah was named the CCAC and Midwest Region Libero of the Year last season and has accumulated 8 CCAC Defender of the Week awards throughout her career. Leah is a graduate of Providence Catholic High School and is accompanied by her parents, Mark and Jill Alice. Leah is graduating in May and pursuing a physician assistant graduate school next year. I am so blessed to have been a part of this team for 4 years. I thank God every day for giving me the chance to play the sport I love. I live competitively and with such awesome people. I want to thank my family, especially my parents, for coming to every game they can, for always supporting and motivating me. I love you so much, and I hope I can continue to make you proud. Thank you, Coach. I never met someone more passionate about their team in this sport until I met you. Thank you for always humbling me and motivating me to never settle for anything less than my best. Thank you, Kelsey and Richards. You guys are awesome, and it is so much fun to play for you. I also have to thank the best libero tracker there is. I love and respect your constant support. Finally, to my amazing teammates, thank you for being my best friends, for always making me laugh, and being the shoulder to lean on, even when I accidentally step on stingrays. I love you all, and it is really hard to leave you after this year, but I know you will continue to be successful, and I can't wait to watch you and cheer you on with my fellow seniors next year. Leah Alice. Brenna Perinar and her parents, Patty and Larry Perinar. Brenna, a graduate of Minooka High School, is a 2-year letter winner after transferring to St. Francis prior to the start of the 2016 season. In her 2 years with the Saints, she has played in 82 matches, accumulating 612 kills, 154 digs, and 122 total blocks. Last season, she was a second-team All-CCAC selection. I am very happy I made the decision to come to St. Francis. I am so thankful for how welcoming everyone was when I first transferred here. First, I want to thank my coaches for giving me the opportunity to play here. I have learned so much throughout my 2 years at St. Francis, and I'm happy I got the chance to be a part of this program with each of you as my coaches. I also wanted to thank my teammates. You guys are all like family to me, and I enjoy being a part of this team because of how great each and every one of you have made this journey. I wanted to thank my grandparents, boyfriend, and siblings for always supporting me and coming to as many games as much as they could. Last but not least, I wanted to thank my parents. Thank you for always supporting me and being there as much as you could, no matter how far away I played. You guys have spent so much time and money to let me play the game I love, and I couldn't thank you enough. I'm so blessed to have you as my parents and love you both so much. Brenna Perina. Number 7, Lindsay Nunez, and her parents, Dawn and Mark Nunez. A graduate of Edwardsburg High School in Indiana, Lindsay is a 4-year member of the Saints volleyball program and has appeared in 55 matches throughout her career. She has totaled 45 digs, 14 aces, and is 29 of 29 on serve receive attempts as a senior. First, I want to thank my family for always being there for me through the good times and the bad times. Seeing you in the stands game after game means more to me than you'll know. Your support is appreciated beyond measure. Next, I want to thank my teammates that also became my best friends off the court too. Without you guys, I would not have had such a great 4 years here. I also want to thank Coach, Kelsey, and Ashley for always pushing me to work hard and never give up, whether it was on the court or in the classroom. Lastly, I want to thank all my friends and everyone I've met here. You guys made these 4 years unforgettable. My plan is to finish school and to start my career as a nurse. Lindsay Nunez. Number 16, Leah Rose, and her parents, Kenny and Tris Tigo and Jake Rose. Leah is a 4-year letter winner who has played in 107 matches throughout her career. She's a graduate of Bolingbrook High School, and this season has played in all 38 matches with starts in 29 of them. A 2-time CCAC All-Academic honoree, Rose has 490 career digs and has been successful on over 94% of her serve receives. I would first like to thank my family for always being there to support me through the ups and downs of my volleyball career. I know I can always count on them for support and love, and I don't know where I would be without them. I'd also like to thank Coach Currier for not giving up on me, as well as Kelsey and Ashley for pushing me to perform at my best. I'd like to give a special shout out to my teammates for not only having my back, but also being my friends off the court as well. You guys are great, and I appreciate you all. Thank you to the rest of my friends that managed to come to a majority of our home games and continue to cheer us on. I don't know what we would do without all of you. And last but not least, I would like to give a special recognition to my roommates for always making me laugh and binge watching TV shows together. I can't wait to spend the rest of the year with you guys. My plans after graduation include going to Lewis to get my master's degree in the social work program. Ladies and gentlemen, Leah Rose. One more round of applause for our 4 seniors, Leah Alice, Brenna Perinar, Lindsay Nunez, and Leah Rose. Prior to the start of tonight's match, we ask you to please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. First of all, for the Red Hawks of Indiana Northwest. Right side attacker, number 3, Mahana Williams. Outside hitter, number 5, Emily Wegener. Middle hitter, number 9, Alexis Blake. Setter, number 10, Kara Nebo. Middle hitter, number 13, Robin Griffin. Outside hitter, number 29, Jade Mulvaney. And tonight's libero, number 2, Cassie Bryant. The Red Hawks are coached by Dawn Barnes. And now, the starting lineup for your Fighting Saints. A 5'5" senior libero from Tinley Park, Illinois, number 17, Leah Allen. A 5'5" junior setter from Lewistown, Illinois, number 2, Darian Baldwin. A 5'9" freshman outside hitter from St. Anne, Illinois, number 4, Taylor Valance. A 5'9" senior outside hitter from Shanahan, Illinois, number 5, Brenna Paranard. A 5'11" freshman middle hitter from Lapeer, Michigan, number 6, Brooklyn Withey. A 5'10" junior outside hitter from Morris, Illinois, number 9, Joanna Nowicki. And a 5'3" senior defensive specialist from Bolingbrook, Illinois, number 16, Leah Rose. Fighting Saints are coached by Miss Kara Courier.
There you go, the starters, the anthem, the senior night presentations. Nothing left to do now but play some volleyball. St. Francis 17-21 this year. Indiana Northwest 8-20, matching up for the second time this year. Saints won in straight sets, 3 straight sets, but they were fairly close games, so it should not be a runaway today, you wouldn't think. Saints looking to pick up their 18th victory of the season and their final one of the regular season if they can get it. They'll begin conference tournament play next week. That's the Saints, of course, in white, aside from the black-shirted libero, Leah Alice. And, of course, Indiana Northwest is in the opposite colors, black with the red sleeves. Their libero, Cassie Bryant, is wearing all white. Fighting Saints will be on your right side to begin tonight. The Redhawks will be on the left. And the first serve of the night will go to Kara Nabel for Indiana Northwest. She stands back behind the line and gets us all ready to begin this match. The serve is away, and we have begun as Leah Rose dives to receive the serve. Blocked at the net by Perinar and Withy. The Redhawks get it back over. Ball popped up into the air, and it drops for a point for the Redhawks. They'll strike first tonight, 1-0. Perinar hit that ball up into the air, and neither Leah Alice nor Leah Rose was able to get it up high enough to keep the play alive. This time Alice receives the serve. Taylor Valent pushes it over, and Valent picks up the Saints' first point of the game. For Taylor Valent, that is the 269th kill of the season. She's tied for a team lead, 2.3 kills per set. Was right up there among the team leaders in terms of overall kills, but has missed some time with an injury, so it's nice to see her get right back on the horse. Her first game back, she picks up the first point. That's too many hits for Indiana Northwest, and a point to the Fighting Saints. They take their first lead of the night, 2-1 here in the first game. McKenna Bartecki gets another serve. Bartecki, the freshman out of Lockport, Illinois. Just barely over the net. It hit off the fingertips of Brooklyn Withy. And it dropped down in front of the back line. A point to Indiana Northwest. Our score now tied up at 2. We were tied at 1. We're tied at 2. Back and forth in the early going. Serves away and played by Leah Rose. Brooklyn Withy gets it over. Tapped across by Williams for the Redhawks. Valent looking for another kill, but she's blocked. Darian Baldwin tries to push it over. She gets it across the net, but it's an illegal hit. So the point goes to the Redhawks, and they reclaim the lead at 3-2. Neither side is led by more than 1 after the first 5 points. Another serve is away. Alice from her knees is able to dig that one out. There's Withy pushing it across to Jade Mulvaney. The Rose on the back line. Baldwin sets up Withy, and Brooklyn Withy pushes it over and down. Brooklyn Withy gets her first kill of the night. We're tied at 3. Joanna Nowicki back in up front as Taylor Valent goes back to get the serve. In the back middle, it's played by Cassie Bryant and spiked down into the net by Williams. Saints back on the board, 4-3. Trying to take the first 2-point lead for either side tonight. Valent serves again. Williams, too strong and out of bounds. Just barely missed the back line there. That's 3 straight points for the Fighting Saints, and they do take the game's first 2-point lead. 5-3 is our score. And that ball will drop as Leah Rose can't make the play. Nice effort. Emily Wagner picks up the point. Redhawks back within 1. And the serve will go to Robin Griffin, sophomore middle hitter. Back on the left side to serve this one for the Redhawks. Low serve, but it gets over to Rose. Brooklyn Withy taps it across. Williams' shot is tipped at the net. Nowicki goes up strong for the kill. Joanna Nowicki does lead the team in kills this year with 321 of them. Entering play today, she was tied with Taylor Valent at 2.3 per set. And a powerful kill shot there from Nowicki gives the Saints a 2-point edge. Lindsay Nunez gets her first serve. Nunez makes the play on that one. Jade Livesey-Grork tipped at the net, and Jade Livesey-Grork will get the point. Livesey-Grork, the sophomore from Newburgh, Oregon, getting her first action of the night and immediately getting on the board. Saints are on a 5-1 run here as Nunez serves again. And Nunez picks up the point on the serve. Lindsay Nunez here on senior night getting some early action, just the 10th set that she has appeared in this year. And she picks up her second ace of the season. Here's her third serve in a row. Back middle, it's played by Bryant. Nunez plays it off the back line. Livesey-Grork into the net. Just a little bit low as that one hit the top of the net. Net wasn't quite forgiving enough to send that ball over to the other side. It's a 3-point lead still for the Saints as the Redhawks get the serve back, and Williams sends it away, and that missed the line, just barely out of bounds. A risky give there for Leah Alice as she let it go, deciding it was hit too hard and was going to go out, and it did end up going just out of bounds. 4-point lead for St. Francis. Here's a serve from Darian Baldwin. Set up and into the net from Emily Wagner. Saints get another one. They're doubling up the Redhawks now, 10-5, and Indiana Northwest will bring on Maddie Mottman. Baldwin sends it to the back middle, and Cassie Bryant. And there's a point for Alexis Blake. Blake sends it into the corner. Leah Alice diving effort, can't make the play. Still a 4-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Indiana hanging in there. Serve goes out of bounds from Wagner. Crucial mistake, down by 4 points, still relatively early in this first set, but when you get down early, it's hard to make mistakes like that. They're a little bit less forgiving. Tipped at the net, Baldwin keeps it alive, back to Leah Alice, and Alice is whistled for the double hit. So the illegal touch there by Leah Alice gives the point to Indiana Northwest, 11-7 our score. Alexis Blake back to serve. Nunez the first to touch that ball. Alice passes it back to Nunez. Nunez once again. There's a good set from Baldwin. Livesey-Grork pushes it across. Tapped over by Robin Griffin. Valent just whacks it to the other side. Williams looking for the point, played by Nunez. Here's Perinar, too hard. Perinar got under that one and lofted it out the backside. Out of bounds, point to Indiana Northwest. They're back to within 3. Another serve for Alexis Blake. Nunez. Baldwin and Valent over and down. Taylor Valent picks up another point. Leah Rose comes on to serve. Brooklyn Withy, the team's leading blocker, back in on the front line. Griffin out of bounds. Robin Griffin can't drop it in. The attacking error gives the Saints another point, halfway to the 25 they need now to pick up this first set victory. As always, first to 3 sets wins the match. Set up by Mottman and pushed across by Mulvaney. Saints get it back over. Here's Mulvaney again. Nice dig by Leah Rose. Valent looking for the point. Good play by Bryant. Here's Mulvaney, tipped and kept alive by Witty. Valent to the back middle and Cassie Bryant. Mulvaney down to her knees, has to push that ball over. Good setup for the Saints. Witty is blocked. Valent. Nope. Good volley going. Witty, though, knocks it off. Brooklyn Witty just taps it down into the dead space on the left side of the floor. Nice kill, Brooklyn Witty. And the Saints pick up their 3rd consecutive point to take a game-high 6-point advantage. Leah Rose has another serve coming her way. Mottman sets it up for Wagner. And Brenna Perinar dives but can't make the play for the Fighting Saints. Point goes to the Red Hawks, and they're back to within 5. This will be Maddie Mottman. Freshman from Beecher gets the serve. Valance blocked and down. Just snuck inbounds there. A point to Indiana Northwest on the block. Mottman will serve again. Indiana hanging in there, down by 4. Alice to Baldwin. Perinar looking for the kill. She's blocked and down on the line. Point to Indiana Northwest. It's Tori Gardenhire who comes up with the block, and that ball just barely hit that line. 3-0 run for the Red Hawks. It's Mottman. Service there, right into the net. McKenna Bartecki back into serve. The freshman will get her second set of serves tonight. Trying to add to a 4-point lead. Jump serve from Bartecki, played by Williams and out of bounds. Gardenhire chased it down, but it was an awkward first touch from Mejana Williams, and that's what led to the Saints point. They're up by 5. They respond to Indiana Northwest's 3-0 run with a couple of quick points of their own, distancing themselves once again. Griffin gets it over. Baldwin sets up Valent and just barely kept alive by Mejana Williams. Withy winds up and fires it down. Brooklyn Withy gets the kill. The lead is 6 once again. Timeout called by Indiana Northwest. And the Saints are starting to pull away. They've exchanged 3-point runs here. It was a tight match at 11-8. St. Francis scored 3 in a row to take a pretty commanding 6-point lead. Indiana Northwest got right back into it with 3 straight points, but here come the Saints once again, and this one was Brooklyn Withy. It was a perfect set from Darian Baldwin. A nice pass from Leah Alice as well. And there's the Baldwin set. And Withy with a strong kill, strongest of the game that we've seen from her. Brooklyn Withy performing well in the early going today, as is Taylor Valent, and that's a nice sign for St. Francis. Valent has that right ankle taped up. He's had to miss the last couple of games after injuring that ankle last week, but back in there today and looking as though that injury is not hindering her performance at all. So it's 17-11 St. Francis, and McKenna Bartecki still on the serve. Looking for 8 more points to take a 1-0 lead in the match. Bartecki's serve is a laser beam right into the middle of the net. Service error on Bartecki. 36th time she's done that this year. The lead is only 5 now. Rose keeps it up in the air. Bartecki whacks it over to Valent, and Valent finds the corner. Taylor Valent, impressive kill. Saints match their highest lead of the game, 6. Valent gets the serve. Valent 22 aces on the season. Gets this serve away from the far side. Mottman passes to Wagner, who pushes it over. There's Withy tapping it off to Williams. Williams can't keep it up in the air. It's a kill for Brooklyn Withy. That's her 4th of the game. 7-point lead for the Saints, a new game high. Mottman sets to Williams, and Williams can't hit the line. Close one there, but the flag went up. It was out of bounds, and the Saints pick up another point. We're on a 6-1 run here, trying to put this first set away. Maddie Mottman comes out. Karen Abel is back in. Lollipop serve, and it's gotten over by Griffith, but blocked right back by Withy. There's a pass from Baldwin. Brooklyn Withy bumps it over to the back line and out of bounds. Too strong from the freshman. And that puts the Redhawks back on the board, trailing by a touchdown and an extra point, 20-13. Robin with a Y, Griffin, R-O-B-Y-N. Griffin gets it over and out. Griffin has her 42nd service error this year. Saints are 4 points away as Lindsay Nunez comes back in to serve. Nunez get a little extra action tonight on senior night. Williams blocked out of bounds. It's a point for Majana Williams. And Williams will get the serve here. Majana Williams, a freshman from Crown Point, Indiana, serves it away to Leah Alice. Baldwin sets for Nowicki. Perfect set, perfect finish, Joanna Nowicki. Brenna Perinar back in, up on that front line with Nowicki and Jade Livesey-Groark. And Darian Baldwin back to serve. Mulvaney set up for Blake. Blake is blocked, and a point goes to the Saints. (23-14) St. Francis. Baldwin gets another serve. Back middle, it's Cassie Bryant. And the whistle blows. Point goes to St. Francis on the double hit. So it's game point for the Fighting Saints, trying to win game one, 25-14. Baldwin has the serve. Bryant to Nabel. Nice job by Nabel to get it over, but well played by Darian Baldwin. Here's Perinar for the win. She's got it. Brenna Perinar picks up the final kill of the first set. 25-14, our game one final, and a strong start to St. Francis. They trailed early on 1-0, 3-2. Those were the only deficits they possessed in that first game. Otherwise, they were on a roll. They built up a fairly early lead of 6 points, and they let it ride to the victory. So an impressive 11-point win. They're 1/3 of the way there, and we'll take a quick break before we have game number 2 for you. Saints beat the Redhawks 25-14 on the first one. Back with more on the USF Sports Network.
It's our conference meet, so it's kind of our biggest meet of the year. Sharon was a Lindsey Wilson runner. We'd known each other for a long time, and she is a sweetheart. She's absolutely adorable. You would never want anything bad to happen to her in a race, ever.
And we were 2.5 miles into it, and Darcy and I were in second and third, and Sharon was in first. We knew that she had gone the wrong way because we could barely still see her. She was still pretty far in front of us.
She still came in third place at the finish, but I came in first and Danielle came in second. Immediately, we just go, no! We like both literally did this motion with our arms.
We didn't want the credit for first and second because we knew that's not what it really was.
Well, I'm very proud of our girls. You know, you can't help but be proud. Anytime someone does the right thing, no matter what. In our day and age now, it's everybody out for themselves mostly. And I think it's just, we're teaching the kids the wrong thing when we do something like that. We need to teach them, yeah, you want to win, you want to be the best, you should strive to break a record. But remember, you know, the lifestyle you live is the most important thing of all.
Back inside the Sullivan Center, St. Francis has a 1-0 lead in today's regular season finale. They took the first set 25-14. Redhawks already back on the court, ready to go for game 2. Griffin, Gardenhire, Mulvaney, Montman, and Wagner are out there. The Saints still in the huddle with Head coach Kara Courier giving them some last-minute advice before we get started in game number 2. The Saints look good in the first one. They looked good yesterday as well when they swept Calumet St. Joseph 3-0, including their best win of the season in set 2, 25-5. They won the second set last night. By far their largest margin of victory in any set this year, but that means they've now won 4 consecutive sets here at home this week, 3 last night and 1 tonight, and none of them have been terribly close, so they've been playing some good volleyball over the last couple of days and trying to keep it going here in the second set tonight. Leah Rose will get the first serve. Leah Alice, Darian Baldwin, Brenna Perinar, Brooklyn Withy, and Taylor Valent. The rest of the players on the floor right now. Rose gets the first serve away, and it's played by Williams on the back line. Wagner over and on the line, a point to Indiana Northwest. Well, in yesterday's game, second set, Leah Rose started out with 16 straight points. That was going to be tough to duplicate. It doesn't happen tonight as Indiana Northwest does strike first for the second consecutive game. Leah Rose knocks it out of bounds, unable to receive that serve successfully. And it's 2-0 Indiana. This is their largest lead of the match tonight. A couple of times in game 1 they had 1-point leads, but never more than that. Tori Gardenhire gets the serve, and it's too strong. Tori Gardenhire commits her 40th service error of the season. However, she's one of the few players on the team who's got more aces than errors, 43 of them this year. So head coach Don Barnes probably a little bit more forgiving of the mistake. It's 2-1. Saints on the board for the first time here in set 2. Williams receives the serve, pushed over by Griffin. Nice play by Bartecki. Valent to the back line, and Williams. Gardenhire comes in from the middle and knocks it off the net. 2-2, we're tied. Tori Gardenhire tried to come in from the back line with a kill there. Couldn't get enough on it. Saints looking for their first lead here in the second game. Mottman sets up Wagner, plays it lightly, and Leah Alice comes up to make the play. Williams sets to Wagner, tipped at the net, Rose there on the back line. Withy into the net, somebody went into the net. And it was St. Francis. Taylor Valent called for the net violation. Point goes to Indiana Northwest, and they reclaim the advantage 3-2. Cassie Bryant, no longer wearing the libero jersey, will get the serve. And she serves it on the back line, inbounds. It's an ace for Bryant. For Cassie Bryant, just the 7th ace this season. Playing in her 91st set of the year. Bryant gets another serve. Valent, shot is tipped by Mottman and out of bounds. A kill for Taylor Valent. She's up to 4 on the night. And the Saints are up to 3 points here in the second set. Valent gets to serve to try to even the score. Mottman gets it back inbounds. Wagner gets it over. Baldwin tips that ball back to McKenna Bartecki. Nowicki looking for the kill, and she's got it. Didn't hit it too hard, but dropped it right in between Mottman and Gardenhire. Just out of the reach of Maddie Mottman, and Gardenhire not able to come up to play it. So we're tied at 4. Valent gets another serve away. And Bryant gets it over. Nice work by Bryant defensively. There's Nowicki off the shoulder of Mulvaney, and that'll drop for a point. Joanna Nowicki picks up the kill, and the Saints are on top for the first time here in the second set. It's 5-4. Mottman sets up Williams, and that ball is out of bounds, a point to the Saints. Out the sideline, it was not tipped, and so the Saints pick up their 6th point here to take a 2-point advantage. And Valent will get to keep the serve. Mottman sets for Wagner. Over to Bartecki. Nowicki taps it. And it's down. Another kill for Joanna Nowicki. That's her team leading now. 5th of the night. She's gotten back-to-back points for the Saints. Karen Abell comes back in for Indiana Northwest. Saints are on a 5-0 run to take a three-point lead. Valent's serve is received by Bryant. Here's Williams. Light touch. Nowicki. Not this time as Bryant's able to play it, and Williams nicely gets it over. Baldwin sets up Withy. Over to Bryant. There's Bartecki with the pass to Baldwin. Nowicki looking for another kill, but Bryant stops it. Mulvaney to the back line. Withy out of bounds. Attacking error for Brooklyn Withy. And the point goes to IUNW. Finally putting a stop to the Saints' 5-point run. 7-5. Baldwin sets for Withy. That's out of bounds. So back-to-back shots out of bounds by Brooklyn Withy, and Indiana back to within a point here. Saints won the first set, 25-14. Baldwin and Nowicki. Nowicki hits the line. Another kill for Joanna Nowicki, her 6th of the night. It's 8-6. Here's Lindsay Nunez into serve. Jana Williams taps it across to Leah Ellis. There's Baldwin, good setting position. Nowicki, played by Bryant. Blocked by Jade Livesey-Grork. Point to the Fighting Saints. Last night, for as well as the Fighting Saints played in a 3-set victory, not a single block the whole game. That was a big block right there for Jade Livesey-Grork with Darian Baldwin in there as well. This time they can't stop it. It drops just behind the front line. And Indiana Northwest picks up the point. They are back to within 2. Serve here will go to the junior from Frankfort, Indiana, Jade Mulvaney. Baldwin sets to Livesey-Grork, blocked back over. Najana Williams hits it across to Lindsay Nunez, and a net violation called against St. Francis. Point to the Red Hawks. They are within 1 here in a back and forth second set. Mulvaney serves it out of bounds. Always a good way to kill the momentum. A service error right there. The Saints back up by 2, and now they get the serve back. It'll go to Darian Baldwin. Over to Wagner, and Mulvaney pushes it across to the back line and out of bounds. A couple of mistakes in a row by the Red Hawks. A service error, now an attacking error. Saints lead 11-8, same score that they led the first game by through 19 points. Blake gets it over. Here's Baldwin with the set to Nowicki. Mulvaney on the back line. Blake over off the palm. Here's Brenna Perinar. Perinar shot tipped, kept alive and over. Baldwin to Nowicki. Joanna Nowicki picks up another point. Nowicki is on fire here in the second set. She's got 7 kills now for the match. And the Saints lead is 4. Here's Darian Baldwin's serve. Williams gets the kill. Najana Williams slips it in there. Very nice shot from her. Robin Griffin back in for the Red Hawks as Najana Williams goes back to serve. Williams from the left side. That ball is out of bounds. So another service error for Indiana Northwest, and every time they try to take a little momentum here in this second set, they shoot themselves in the foot. Here's Leah Alice, the senior libero, to serve, and that's out of bounds. It's a rare mistake from Leah Alice, just her 17th service error this year compared to a team leading 37 aces. Indiana Northwest down by 3 with the serve. Here's Perinar, dinking it over and down. Brenna Perinar has her second kill tonight. Leah Rose will get the serve for the Fighting Saints. Maddie Mottman back in for Karen Abell for the Red Hawks. Mottman to Gardenhire, and Gardenhire drops it down for the kill. Tori Gardenhire entered play today, the team leader with 189 kills. She's averaging 2 per set, which is tied with Jade Mulvaney for the second most on the team. Dropped down by Brooklyn Withy. Brooklyn Withy picks up the kill. Correction, Mulvaney and Gardenhire tied for first on the team in kills per set. Brooklyn Withy on the Saints is fourth, 1.7. Withy well above that average today. She's already got 5 of them. McKenna Bartecki gets the serve. Tipped at the net, but it drops for a Red Hawks point. So Indiana Northwest not dead here in the second game, keeping it close throughout. Cassie Bryant gets a serve, trying to cut the lead to just 2 points. Baldwin sets up Withy to the back line, that's too strong. Mistimed it. The lead is down to 2. Cassie Bryant has been very good on the serve here in the second set. Gallant pushes it over. Here's Withy off the net and deflected on the back line by Tori Gardenhire. Gardenhire over. That ball's tipped at the net, and Withy's deflection may have cost him as Leah Rose and McKenna Bartecki were both thrown off. The ball drops between them. Indiana Northwest is within 1 point here, 15-14. And we're tied on the ace. Cassie Bryant, Tori Gardenhire. No, I was right the first time. Cassie Bryant, number 2, doing the serving. She's been serving this whole time. Bryant ties up the score, 15 all, and there it goes on the service error. Saints back in front as Bryant commits her 10th service error this year. Every time tonight they've gotten some momentum. They kill themselves with a serving mistake. Valent trying to avoid the same. Wagner blocked, she keeps it alive, and no one can reach that ball as it drifts out of bounds. Good chase from Gardenhire and Mottman, but neither one could reach in time, and the Saints lead is back up to 2, 17-15. Valent serves. Mottman to Mulvaney, tipped at the net. Bartecki. Withy over and played by Mottman. Rose keeps it alive. Bartecki pushes it over. Nice recovery. There's Wagner out of bounds, just out of bounds. No tip from the Saints. It's 7. It make that 18-15 now. And a timeout is called by Indiana Northwest. They've kept this second game a little bit closer. After dropping the first one, 25-14, they're already up to 15 points in this game. Although the Saints pulled away at the end of that first set. It wasn't a blowout by any means until they wrapped it up with a 11-3 run. But here in the second set, it's been close all the way. Saints' largest lead has been 4. Red Hawks' largest lead has been just 1. The Saints are starting to creep out ahead a little bit further now, and Dawn Barnes wanted to nip it in the bud, so she calls the timeout. First timeout called in this set to talk things over off on the sideline. St. Francis trying to win their second consecutive match. It would be their 5th win in their last 6 matches, going back to last Friday night in the crossover tournament. They swept Roosevelt, Robert Morris, and Judson. 2 of them very tight 5-set wins, with a straight set victory over Robert Morris sandwiched in the middle. Tough loss against Olivet back on Tuesday, but they bounced back nicely with a 3-set win yesterday. And they're 7 points away from going ahead 2-0 here in this one. Ready to go as the horns die down. Here comes the serve from Taylor Valent. Williams can't get that ball in bounds. It drops out beyond the sideline. The Saints have scored 4 in a row since Indiana Northwest came back to tie it at 15. Saints creeping out further and further ahead. 19-15 the score, and their long runs in this game have always come with Taylor Valent doing the serving. They went on a 5-0 run with her earlier. This time they'll settle for just the 4 points in a row as they lose this one out of bounds. A service error on Valent. The point goes to the Redhawks, and our score now 19-16. Redhawks still alive as Wagner sends the serve away and drops it in front of the diving Leah Rose. It's an ace. Indiana ever closer, down by just 2 points. Wagner has her 41st ace of the year. Rose keeps it alive this time. Nice set from Baldwin, and Nowicki gets it over. Play continues as Cassie Bryant pushes that ball across to the Saints side. Nowicki. Nice recovery by Gardenhire and Wagner keeping it alive. Baldwin pushes it over. Baldwin sets. Withy is blocked. Baldwin sets again, and she hit it twice in a row. 3 in a row for the Redhawks. They're down by just 1. And right on cue, a serving mistake. Saints get the point. That's been this whole second game. Every time Saints start to pull away, Redhawks go on a nice little run. Every time the Redhawks get on a run and have some momentum, they commit a service error. And that's the case again right here. The Saints happy to take advantage. Mulvaney gets it over. Set from Baldwin. Jade Livesey-Grook trying to finish it off, but Gardenhire keeps it alive with a dive. Baldwin sets for Nowicki. Another diving play by Gardenhire, but this time she can't keep it in. I think that ball may have gone out of bounds if Gardenhire had not made the dive, but as she did touch it, the point goes to Joanna Nowicki, who picks up a big kill, number 8 in the match for the junior. Mulvaney drops it in front of Alice. And a point to IUNW. Keeping it very tight here in the second set, 21-19. Jade Mulvaney's serve goes to Alice. Here's Nowicki playing it lightly this time into the net. Can the Redhawks get it over? They do. Baldwin to Livesey-Grook in the side, and that's a point for the Fighting Saints. Nice kill, Jade Livesey-Grook. Ball was tipped at the net, so it could have gone out of bounds. It didn't. It dropped just inside the sideline. Livesey-Grook has her second kill. Here's Baldwin. Baldwin again to Perinar. Brenna Perinar can't pick up the kill as it is pushed back across the net by Nabel. Livesey-Grook can't get it in bounds. That's out. But it's a point to the Fighting Saints. Point to St. Francis, who leads now by 4. 23-19. Baldwin's got a chance. A couple more good serves to win this second set. Nabel to Wagner. Over, played by Perinar. Livesey Grork. Cross to Cassie Bryant. There's Joanna Nowicki trying to force it down unsuccessfully. Baldwin sets, Nowicki drops it down. Joanna Nowicki, another big kill. She's having a huge second set, and it's game point for the Fighting Saints. Baldwin looking to finish it off. This one was a 1-point game just a minute ago. The Saints have gone on a big run. Here's Williams keeping the Red Hawks alive for now. Nice try by the Saints. Leah Alice dove and kept that ball in the air, but deflected off the net. The Saints couldn't get it over. Robin Griffin back in for Indiana Northwest. They need another 4 points in a row to keep this thing alive for a little bit longer. Jana Williams serve, dug out by Lindsay Nunez. Gardenhire blocked and down. Saints get the point. The Saints get the victory. Another block for Jade Livesey. Grork run a Perinar in there as well. And the Saints win a little bit tighter second set, 25-20. Our score in this one. After taking the first set 25-14, they have put themselves in position for their second consecutive straight sets victory. And it would be their second this year against Indiana University Northwest. We've got a couple of minutes before we continue with the third set, so for right now, we'll take a break. Back with the third and possibly final set of the night. Saints up on the Red Hawks, 2-0. You're watching St. Francis Volleyball on the USF Sports Network.
There's a call to be answered. Time is still on your side. The pads still feel good. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. A new team welcomes you and challenges you. There's always room to grow. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
(25-14), 25-20. St. Francis has taken each of the first two sets from Indiana Northwest. 214 attacking percentage in the first one, 211 attacking percentage in the second. So they've been very consistent. Indiana Northwest not able to get into any kind of groove attacking. Percentage was 0 in the first set, a little bit better in the second, 0-27. Their leaders are Mijana Williams and Emily Wagner, who each have 4 kills. Joanna Nowicki leads the way for the Saints, 9 kills and a .474 attacking percentage. Darian Baldwin's got 19 assists. Kara Nabel leads the way for Indiana Northwest with 8 of them. Leah Alice is the Saints leader with 8 digs. They've also gotten 6 apiece from Leah Rose, McKenna Bartecki, and Lindsay Nunez. Cassie Bryant has 7 digs to top Indiana Northwest. After no blocks in yesterday's match, Saints have 8 assisted blocks today, 3 of them for Jade Livesey Grork, 4 blocks total. Indiana Northwest has 2 total, nobody with more than 1. So we're ready to start the third and possibly final game. It will be the final if the Saints come away with a victory. Joanna Nowicki, Darian Baldwin, Jade Livesey Grork, Leah Alice, Lindsay Nunez, Brenna Perinar on for the Fighting Saints. Maddie Montman will serve for the Red Hawks. Williams, Gardenhire, Mulvaney, Bryant out there as well, along with Wagner. Serves away, and we have begun set number 3. Brenna Perinar picks up the early kill. Perinar hasn't been too terribly involved offensively today. That's her 3rd kill of the match. Hasn't made many mistakes either, though. Cassie Bryant wearing the Liberos jersey again for the 3rd set. Taylor Valent gets it over. Out of bounds. Saints point. They lead 2-0. First time tonight that the Saints actually have scored first. Indiana Northwest had gotten the first point in each of the first 2 games. Here's the serve from Alex. Gardenhire blocked, but straight down for the Saints, and a nice effort from Livesey Grork, but didn't want to run her face into that ladder. That might have been more trouble than it was worth, so she lets that ball drop, and it's the first point of this 3rd game for Indiana Northwest. They trail by 1. Nunez up in the air. Baldwin to Perinar. This is returned. Baldwin this time to Valance, and this ball is up into the air, trying to return it. They do. Valent again, played on the back line by Gardenhire. Here's Wagner, blocked by Livesey Grork and Perinar. Big block for the Saints. They lead by 2. Jade Livesey Grork wearing number 10 after a brief flirtation with the number 15 in the month of October. She wore 15 last year, 10 for most of this season, and back to number 10 tonight. Leah Alice wearing number 17 this evening. As that ball's tipped, Leah Rose no choice but to play it. Alice keeps it alive, and Rose gets it over, but out of bounds. Really nice sequence until the very end there, but Leah Rose a little bit too strong. She goes out the back line. Indiana Northwest back to within 1. Serve will go to Najana Williams. Baldwin sets from her knees. Perinar, 2 hands, pushes it over. Mulvaney across to Alice. Baldwin to Withy and into the net from Mottman. The Redhawks do keep it alive. Nice work by Indiana Northwest. They'll get another chance here. Blocked, and this time straight down by Withy. Brooklyn Withy and Taylor Valent up on the front line there. Put the Saints back up by a deuce. And a Perinar will check out. McKenna Bartecki goes back to serve. Mottman sets, pushed over by Blake. Valent into the net. That set out a little bit too far in front of her. And Valent was off balance the whole way, couldn't reach the set. So into the net, it's a point for Indiana Northwest. Leah Rose, Darian Baldwin, Brooklyn Withy over but playable. Wagner gets it across. Baldwin low set to Valent and is played again. Nice defense during this sequence by the Redhawks. Withy tipped at the net and played on the back line. Wagner over to Leah Alice. Valent looking for the kill, but it's kept alive. The volley continues. Cassie Bryant bumps it over. Valent into the net. We are tied at 4 now. Indiana Northwest, as they've done all throughout this match, fighting despite an early deficit. Rose, Baldwin sets it up for Valent. Ball into the net from the Redhawks, but over. Alice to Valent, she has to play it across and does. Softly playable for the Redhawks to the back line and Leah Rose. Now Withy taps it over, blocked right across. Balance into the net, and that's a point to Indiana Northwest. It was not blocked back by the Redhawks, but it was the ricochet off the net that kept it on this side of the floor. So the Redhawks take the lead. They're up 5-4. First time they've held a lead in this third set. Jade Mulvaney will try to extend it to 2 points. Baldwin, though, finds the soft spot on the Indiana Northwest D. They were not ready for it. Baldwin gets the kill. We're tied at 5. The Redhawks have not led by more than 1 at any stage of this match. They had a chance right there, but Baldwin had other plans. She ties it up once again. Taylor Valent has the serve for University of St. Francis, trying to break the tie. Valent. There's Mulvaney out of bounds, but it was tipped. So it's a point to the Redhawks. They're back up by 1. For the second time in this third game, Indiana Northwest has a chance to take a 2-point lead. Leah Rose receives the serve. Joanna Nowicki picks up the kill, her first of the third set, but Nowicki was red hot during that second game. She's got 10 kills for the match now to lead all players. Lindsay Nunez has appeared in all 3 sets tonight. She sends her serve away. Nice play by Nunez. Here's Livesey Grork blocked, but kept alive by Alice. Nunez to Nowicki. Nowicki forces it over. Back line, it's Nunez. Baldwin sets for Nowicki. She plays it lightly and picks up another kill. Joanna Nowicki's had the magic touch tonight. She's had a lot of forceful kills, but that time she read the defense well and properly just tapped it over. 7-6 St. Francis, back in front for the first time since it was 4-3. Baldwin looking for another kill. This time she's not able to catch them off guard as she did a few minutes ago. Nowicki over to the back line and too strong, out of bounds. That is the first attacking error of the game for Joanna Nowicki. 11 kills. And that's her first error. So we're tied at 7. Good back and forth start to this third set. Baldwin sets for Nowicki. And right back on the score sheet. Joanna Nowicki has her 12th kill. So just a momentary lapse for her. She had an attacking percentage right around 500 before finally committing that first error, and it takes exactly 1 point for her to get back on the winning side with a kill. And the Saints ahead by 1, 8-7, and Darian Baldwin has the serve. Nice dig by Nunez, but pushed right back down by Tori Gardenhire. Beautiful play by Nunez, but it got away from the front line and over the net. And Gardenhire had a wide open swath of court there to drop that ball down onto. So we're tied at 8. Baldwin sets up Nowicki. It is returned by Griffin. Leah Alice trying to contort her body to get to that ball, and she comes up a little bit short. Nice effort. But the point goes to Indiana Northwest, and again, they're up by a point, 9-8. Again, they've had several leads, but never by more than 1 point, not just in this game, but in the entire match. Nunez to Alice, and Nowicki gets it over. Gardenhire's play, touched up by Baldwin, and Nowicki straight into the net. So it is now a 2-point lead for Indiana Northwest. 10-8 is our score. And the Redhawks still have the serve. belongs to Nabel. Karen Nabel. Serve is away and played by Nunez, and there's Jade Livesey-Grork with a powerful kill shot. Leah Alice will get the serve. Alice's serve is away. Gardenhire gets it back across. Here's Baldwin Livesey-Grork. And that's down in bounds. Jade Livesey-Grork picks up the kill. Number 5 tonight for her. And we're all square, 10-10. Here's Leah Alice, the team leader this season with 37 aces. Drops this one into Wagner. And Gardenhire into the net, point to the Saints. They've scored 3 in a row, responding very well to their first serious deficit of the night. They're now trying to take a multi-point lead of their own. Wagner gets it over, and Baldwin hits that ball out of bounds, a point to the Redhawks. Leah Alice on the back line was ready to play that one. Baldwin jumped in front of her, a miss hit from Darian Baldwin. And we're tied again. Tori Gardenhire leads the Redhawks with 43 aces this season. Valance over to Cassie Bryant. Alice, nice diving play, gets it over. Tipped at the net by Perinar and out of bounds. So the point, Indiana Northwest, it's 12-11. Gardenhire asking for a new ball. So she'll get one, and we'll continue this thing. Saints lead 2-0. The Redhawks certainly making a game of it here in the third set. 12-11, they lead, and they've held the lead for the majority of this set. And they once again move up by 2 as Lindsay Nunez unable to make the diving play. Gardenhire picks up another ace for Tori Gardenhire. That is her second of the match and her 45th of the season. Nunez, Baldwin, Perinar's tipped at the net. Nabel, Wagner tipped back over. Alice up in the rafters, that ball still in play. Valent keeps it alive and Nunez gets it over. Wagner's tipped at the net, and it's Nunez to field it on the back line. And spiked across by Jade Livesey-Grork, her 6th kill. Saints back to within a point. Leah Rose will try to put the Saints on a run. Griffin out of bounds. That'll go to St. Francis, and they've tied it up once more. 13 up. Leah Rose gets another serve. Mulvaney taps it lightly across to Baldwin. Alice to the opposite end, and Brenna Perinar bumps it over. That'll drop down. I believe it was Robin Griffin who got her hand on it. Jade Mulvaney was in there as well, but a nice play by the Redhawks as they reclaim the lead 14-13. Cassie Bryant is the server here. Alice to Baldwin to Valent. Blocked and punched up into the air by Blake. Pushed across by Tori Gardenhire. Here's a pass from Alice to Valent. Valent to the right side. Can't get it down as Wagner makes the play. Nice play by Alice to Baldwin. Good pass by Leah Alice, and now the Redhawks are scrambling. They can't get it over on 3 hits. It's a point to the Fighting Saints. 14-14. And here's McKenna Bartecki in to serve. Bartecki grazes the net, but it's still played by Tori Gardenhire. That one tipped at the net by the Saints. Valance Drops it down. Taylor Valent gets the kill. Saints back in front, 15-14. It's been a little while since they've had a lead. Well, they're now 10 points away from the victory, and Martecki gets another serve. Well played by Bryant. Blocked, but straight down by Brooklyn Withy that time. So the point goes to Indiana Northwest, and we're tied. Very competitive third set here. We're tied at 15. Leah Rose up in the air. Baldwin to Valent, and Taylor Valent spikes it down. A kill for Valent. That's 6 on the night. And Valent gets the serve. Wagner tipped to Leah Rose. Baldwin to Withy. Brooklyn Withy taps it across. Now here's Blake. Blake can't get it in bounds. It's a point to the Saints as the kill shot from Alexis Blake sailed out. The Saints back up by 2 now, 17-15. Largest lead they've had in quite a while. And now they're on their way potentially to a 3-set victory. They need just 8 more points here on senior night. Before the game, we saw Leah Alice, Brenna Perinar, Lindsay Nunez, and Leah Rose all honored down on the court. All 4 of them have played big roles in this game today. Lindsay Nunez, who had only appeared in 9 sets this season coming in, has gotten in to all 3 of the sets today, and she's played well. Leah Alice, who's among the national leaders in digs, leading the way once again for St. Francis, picked up her 2,500th career dig just yesterday, distancing herself on the all-time leaderboard, now first in St. Francis history by more than 100 digs. Brenna Perinar has played well on the offensive side, and Leah Rose on the defensive side today, but a lot of the underclassmen have performed well also. Joanna Nowicki, the junior, has 12 kills to lead everyone tonight. 2-point lead for the Fighting Saints, and Taylor Valent is on the serve as Indiana Northwest comes out of the timeout. Rejoins the Fighting Saints on the floor. 1 timeout left now for the Red Hawks as Valent's serve is away. Maddie Mottman sets that one up, but the shot is too far out of bounds from Gardenhire. Saints have scored 3 in a row, and they lead by 3. Here's a serve from Valent. Into the net. Just the 4th service error of the game, or of the match I should say, for St. Francis. Indiana Northwest has 9. They don't believe they have any here in the 3rd set, so they've improved dramatically in that regard, and not coincidentally, they're right in this one after losing the first 2. Joanna Nowicki looking for the kill, but it is played by Indiana Northwest. There's Nowicki getting another chance, but this time into the net. Nowicki, who could do no wrong through the first 2 games, suddenly found a little bit of a cold spell, but Saints still lead by a point. Wagner's serve is away to Leah Alice. Here's Brooklyn Withy, tipped at the net. Nice diving play. Can Wagner get it over? She cannot. Great effort there from Emily Wagner, who dove going back towards the back line, punching that ball up into the air, but she had to get it over the net. That was the 3rd hit, and she couldn't quite get enough on it. It drops just in front of the net. A point to the Saints. Here's Lindsay Nunez once again. Forced across and down by Tori Gardenhire. Gardenhire, I mentioned earlier, has a team-high 45 aces. She also leads the way coming into tonight with 189 kills. She's got 5 more on top of that, so now closing in on 200 kills for the season. And all of this in only 97 sets played. She's been one of the biggest bright spots this year for Indiana Northwest. But the serve here goes out of bounds, and the Saints now lead 20-18. For Indiana Northwest, the season does not end tonight. They still have one more game coming up against Trinity Christian. As for St. Francis, playing for the third consecutive night, they will not be on the floor again for another 5 days. Tuesday night, the conference tournament begins at Olivet Nazarene. That ball hit the antenna on the wrong side. Attacking error against Indiana Northwest puts the Saints up by 3. This matches their largest lead of this third set, and Darian Baldwin is trying to put this game away. To the back line, it's played by Jade Mulvaney. Blake gets it across. Brenna Perinar straight up into the air. There's Lindsay Nunez. And Jade Livesey-Grork gets it across. Williams tipped at the net by Livesey-Grork, who tries to pick up a point, but it's playable. Mulvaney to the back line, Nunez. That ball thrown down by Gardenhire once again. That ball got away from the Saints a little bit, and Tori Gardenhire, very opportunistic, picks up the kill. So Maddie Mottman gets the serve here. 2-point deficit for the Red Hawks. Leah Alice comes sliding in from the back line to make the play. And there's Joanna Nowicki on the kill to the back center. Not a terribly hard hit ball, but there's nobody there to play it for the Red Hawks, and the Saints take a 3-point lead. Good placement that time. Leah Alice will try to finish this thing off with a couple of sound serves. Alice passes to Perinar, and Perinar's into the net. So the Redhawks are still alive, down 22-20, trying to force a fourth set. Nunez receives the serve. Perinar pushes it over. There's Alice up from the back line. Baldwin, the set to Valent. Valent taps it across, and it's played at the net. But hit into the net by Emily Wagner, a point to the Fighting Saints. And Leah Rose will get the serve. 23-20. Saints trying to close up their home schedule strong. This is Williams to the back line and Rose. Here's Perinar into the net, deflected back by Wagner. Play at the net, and it's a double hit against Indiana Northwest, the point to the Fighting Saints, and that means this is game point. Leah Rose trying to wrap this thing up, match point for the Fighting Saints. Mulvaney blocked and down for the Saints. That's the final point of the night as St. Francis wraps up a 25-20 victory on the block. A nice win tonight for St. Francis, straight sets. They defeat Indiana University Northwest. A very impressive first set victory, 25-14. Next two were a lot closer. Back-to-back 25-20 finals, and some good work done by the Saints late in these sets. As in that first one, they were able to pull away, and in the next two, really back and forth the entire way. But in both of them, the Saints clearly the superior team at the end of each set. And that's the way you want to do it. Finish strong, walk out of here with a victory, and the Saints do get that, their 18th of the season, as they improve to 18-21 to wrap up the regular season. And now back-to-back wins here at home this week. They won yesterday against Calumet College St. Joseph, and today they defeat Indiana University Northwest, and both of those victories in straight sets. So they are 6-0 in terms of games played at home here this week. We'll get you some final stats in just a moment. Joanna Nowicki led the way with 13 kills. I can give you that one right now. We'll try to get some more detailed numbers for you in just a couple of minutes. Waiting as well on head coach Kara Courier. She will join us to wrap things up here before we sign off. The Saints as I said, are playing this coming Tuesday against Olivet Nazarene in the quarterfinals of the CCAC tournament, and that should be good. It's at Olivet. Olivet 13-3 in conference this year and 24-11 overall. So by record, they have been better than St. Francis this year, but the 2 times they've met up this season have been classics. Couple of 5 sets, and the winner has been the home team in each of them. The Saints beat the Tigers here back on September 12th, and then earlier this week, actually, just this past Tuesday, Olivet defeated St. Francis in 5 sets at their place. So that should be a good one next Tuesday. Some of the final numbers for today: the Saints 162 attacking percentage for Indiana Northwest, 009. The leaders, Joanna Nowicki, 13 kills and a .333 percentage. Jade Livesey-Grork actually led the way with a .357 attacking percentage. She finished with 6 kills this evening. 6 kills apiece for Tori Gardenhire and Emily Wagner led the way for Indiana Northwest. And we are now joined by the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Kara Courier. Kara, congratulations on the win. I think the team played really well, it seemed, towards the end of each set. They finished all 3 of them strong. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, we did. I wanted a little bit more intensity through the whole match, but we did what we needed to do. Indiana Northwest was better than the first time we played them, so it's a program that's going to come around and get better. They've got a lot of good athletes. They're just trying to put things together. So
6 sets, 6 victories here at home this week. It's a good way to end the season.
Oh, yeah. We'll take that any day, and hopefully we'll take that momentum right into next week. So
yeah, let's talk a little bit about next week. Conference tournaments coming up. What do you do to prepare now? You got 5 days before the quarterfinal match, and no more games between now and then. What do you do to get ready for that?
Well, like I said, we already know the things that we have to work on. So we're going to spend, practices just trying to work up and clean up our game, try to make things cleaner so that we can run the offense that we want to instead of having to scramble to just set things that we have to instead of we want to do things that we want to. So,
Coach, thank you as always, and good luck next week.
You betcha. Thanks.
The Saints defeat the Red Hawks of Indiana Northwest today. Our finals 25-14, 25-20, and 25-20, a straight set victory for the Fighting Saints for the 2nd straight night. That's going to do it for us from the Sullivan Center on the campus of the University of St. Francis tonight. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast, and certainly if you're a Fighting Saints fan, you enjoyed the match. A 3-set victory for St. Francis over Indiana Northwest. Until next time, this is Terry Bonadonna signing off for the University of St. Francis. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.